Now, Kirk's killing is putting a spotlight on political rhetoric. News 8 Now's Allison Fergit has a closer look.
We all looked at Charlie Kirk as an inspiration for what we could do.
Young Republicans are mourning the loss of conservative political commentator Charlie Kirk.
Obviously, a big loss because, like I said, he was the movement of youth conservatives.
Following Kirk's assassination, politicians took to social media, with many condemning the act. But some pointed the finger on who's to blame, with Congressman Derek Van Orden posting that the left is leading America into a civil war, and the president criticizing Democrats.
For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers and criminals.
Political science professor Christina LaPlante says messaging from both major parties is normalizing violence.
I think more than ever, you see both parties referring to each other as existential threats to our democracy and to our values, and that frightens people. And so justification of violence becomes something legitimate in terms of preserving our identity as Americans and our democracy.
LaPlante says political violence isn't new to America, but it's different than it was decades ago.
The violence itself is less ideological and it's more partisan, which means individual people are being the targets of this political violence.
If we are to get out of this moment, she says politicians need to change how they talk.
It's going to take both parties saying that the way that we talk to each other is unacceptable. We need to heal our nation, and we're going to do that by restoring civility to our politics.
And if they don't, we can vote them out.
If they are trying to manipulate me into believing that everyone around me is an enemy, if they are constantly putting you in a state of fear or anger or anxiety, they might not have your best interest at heart. And we can hold these institutions and these actors accountable.
We reached out to the Wisconsin Democrats. They referred us to their statement yesterday that said, quote, "This sort of violence will continue until all of us, regardless of party, condemn these sorts of heinous actions."